Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. Okay, the reason why we study the Four Noble Truths under this meditation topic, the first Noble Truth is suffering, right? So we are meditating to remove suffering, to stop our suffering. So that's the reason why we are meditating, right? Meditating. So we need to know the reason why. So the first Noble Truth, we have a suffering in our life. Physical suffering and mental suffering, right? And we meditate because we want to attain cessation of suffering. The third Noble Truth, right? The third Noble Truth. So meditation means to develop the Noble Eightfold Path. The Fourth Noble Truth. The Fourth Noble Truth. So when you want to know what is meditation, you need to know the Noble Eightfold Path. So you need to develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. So that is the Fourth Noble Truth. So by developing the Noble Eightfold Path, you will be able to abandon the original suffering. Second Noble Truth, right? Second Noble Truth. So we are suffering because we have the original suffering. Three types of craving. So if you can remove three types of craving, your suffering will be ceased. To cease your suffering, you need to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, right? So that's the reason why. So we are studying the Noble Eightfold Path. So the Noble Eightfold Path is a very important teaching in Buddhism. So in the first sermon, so the Buddha talked about the Noble Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths. So we call it the first sermon is in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Actually, last week I talked about a little bit about Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So it is found in two places in the Pali Canon. One is in Mahāvaka Pali or Vinaya Pitaka. According to Pali Society, Vinaya Pitaka Volume 1, page number 10 to 12, according to Pali Society. But according to tradition means according to Theravada tradition, we normally consider as a volume 3. Pali Society trying to change volume 1. The reason is the volume 1 or Mahāvaka Pali recorded the history of the Buddha. How the Buddha attained enlightenment, how the Buddha spread his teaching, how the Buddha laid down Vinaya rules. So that therefore, Pali Society consider as a Mahāvaka Pali as a volume 1. Okay, that's just for knowledge. So the first sermon can be found in two places. One is in Mahāvaka Pali or Vinaya Pitaka. Another one is Samyutta Nikaya or Satya Sanyutta or Sutta Nikaya. Sutta Nikaya, chapter 56, Sutta number 11, 2 places. So the Sutta I send it to you is a Sutta Nikaya, chapter 56, Sutta number 11, translated by Bhikkhu Bodhi. Bhikkhu Bodhi. So the Four Noble Truths is explained in details in following suttas. So actually in Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta explain the Four Noble Truths in brief. But it is explained in details in Satya Sanyutta, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 141. Satya Vibhangami, analysis of Four Noble Truths. So this Sutta analyze what is the first Noble Truth, second Noble Truth, third and fourth Noble Truth, like that. Another one is Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Digha Nikaya, Sutta number 22. Under the Dhammanupassana, contemplation of the phenomena, right? Phenomena. Another one is a Vibhanga text in Abhidhamma text. Second Abhidhamma text, Vibhanga, page number 99 to 105. So these are the places that you can find detailed analysis on Four Noble Truths. If you want to know a little bit further, you can read Visuddhimagga, chapter 60, paragraph number 32 to 83. So many paragraphs. So it is, we call it Panya Bhumi chapter. Panya Bhumi. It is a detailed analysis of wisdom. Panya, wisdom, So under the wisdom, Venerable Buddha goes out trying to analyze the Noble Eightfold Path in details. Later we'll quote some of them. So therefore, if you want to know teachings of the Buddha, Visuddhimagga is important, because Visuddhimagga trying to analyze important teachings of the Buddha. Okay, so now we want to know the contents of the first sermon. So what are the contents in the first sermon? It is divided into 3 parts. Number 1, the first sermon mentioned 2 extremes. So that should be avoided, as the one who has gone forth into homelessness. In Pali, papacita. Homelessness. If you want to become in monastics, monks or nuns, you have to renounce your house. That's called papacita. Normally we are homeless. So if you want to become a monk or a nun, you have to renounce. We have to renounce your house, your family. You have to stay away from your family, Therefore, we call it renunciation, right? Renunciation. Renunciation in Pali, we call it nikkama. Nikkama is one of the parami, perfection. One of the perfection, right? So even Prince Siddhartha have to renounce palace, family, all the belongings, right? All the belongings. Therefore, we call it renunciation. So the word papacita also same connotation. So here, have gone for into homelessness is monastics. So if you are a monastic, so you have to avoid two extremes. If you are lay person, you don't need to. You don't need to. But of course, even as a lay person, you can practice renunciation, right? You can live like a monk. Some people are doing that, right? Some people are doing that. So when you go to meditation retreat, you have to renounce, right? Some people renounce their house, their family for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, right? It is considered as a renunciation, papajita. So remember that the Buddha is talking to a group of 5 monks, right? Group of 5 monks. If you are lay devotee, it's okay to enjoy sensual pleasures, right? You don't need to avoid two extremes. But even as a lay person, if you want to practice renunciation, you need to avoid two extremes. Later we'll talk about it in detail. Then second part, in the first sermon, second part is declaration or discovery of the middle path, Majjhima Patipada. So the Buddha declared that he discovered the middle path, which is a very important one, Majjhima Patipada. The middle path. And next one is a declaration of discovery of the Noble Eightfold Path. So these are the contents of the first sermon. First, the Buddha said that we need to avoid two extremes if you are a monastics. Second, so the Buddha declared discovery of the Noble Eightfold Path. We call it here, the Buddha call it the middle path, Majjhima Patipada. And thirdly, the Buddha declared the discovery of the Noble Eightfold Path, Ariya Satcha. So these are the contents of the first sermon. So I think even you don't read the sutta, I think today you have to learn. Huh? Okay, so what are the two extremes? According to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Sorry. So the Buddha said that bhikkhus, these two extremes should not be followed by one who has gone forth into homelessness. So if you renounce, if you become a monastics or renunciants, so you shouldn't follow two extremes. What two? Number one, the pursuit of sensual happiness in sensual pleasures. Kamesu kamasukhanlikhanuyogam. So if you are in monastics, even as a lay person, if you want to renounce sensual pleasures, you have to pursue, you don't have to pursue sensual happiness in sensual pleasures. So the Buddha called it, which is low, vaga, the way of worldlings, the way of normal people, ignoble, and beneficent. So here, remember that the Buddha is talking to a group of 5 monks. Huh? We have to remember. Normally, people are doing job and making money to enjoy sensual pleasures, right? This is a normal, right? Worldlings, right? This is the practice of normal people, lay people, right? If you want to become noble person, if you want to attain Nibbana, you need to avoid the extreme of sensual happiness in sensual pleasures. So therefore, when you look at monastic life, we have a lot of rules and regulations, right? We have to avoid listening music, watching movie, watching football match, etc. And we are homeless. We don't have any home, no family. So therefore, as a monastics, as the one who gone forth, so we have to avoid sensual happiness in sensual pleasures, right? We don't have to enjoy sensual pleasures. We have to stay away from sensual pleasures. Also, if you want to get lasting happiness, or in other words, the bliss of Nibbana, you need to reduce the amount of sensual happiness in sensual pleasures, right? Sensual pleasures. So that is one extreme we need to avoid. Second one, the pursuit of self-mortification or self-torment, which is painful, ignoble, and beneficial. The pursuit of self-mortification. As you know that after leaving the palace, the Buddha took to the wood and find so many teachers, right? Hoping that he will find out the end of suffering. He will find out the Nibbana, the path to Nibbana. And he followed, right? He met Uddaka and Alara and Uddaka, right? And he learned the practices that achieve jhanas, right? Jhanas. After attaining the jhana, the Buddha by that time thought that it is not the path to cessation of suffering. It's not the path to Nibbana. So therefore, he left his teachers and he went to Niranjara river, near the Niranjara river. And he practiced, he followed so many self-modification practices, right? He tortured his body. He reduced the food, right? He reduced the food. He eat 1 grain of rice a day, 1 grain of bean a day, like that. 1 grain is not very big one, The Buddha made sure, when the Buddha is talking to Venerable Sariputta, the Buddha said that you might think that 1 grain of bean is so big, you might think, no. Just normal, a grain of bean, a grain of fruit, one fruit like that. I think many of you have seen, the image of the Buddha. Ultimately, the Buddha body became a pile of bones, right? The Buddha said that when the Buddha touched his belly, he touched his backbone, So his head became, it's very, I want to say, like a kind of fruit, which is a drying fruit. I forgot in English. So you have seen some picture, right? Some picture of even ultimately the Buddha fell down, because of lack of food. And before that, also the Buddha followed so many self-torment practices, just like he trying to pull out his hair. He believed that By that time, many ascetics believe that if you torture your body and there's no way for defilements in the mind to arise. If you torture your body in the hot weather, you sit down under the hot sun. In the winter, you sit down on the ground without any cover. You pull out your hair. You pull out your hair. And also you do not take a shower. You do not take a bath. Because Bodhisattva think that if he take a shower, some insect living in his body will die. The Buddha, Buddha to be, Prince Siddhartha, do not take a shower. Out of compassion to insect living in his body. When the Buddha said, when he was walking, he is mindful. He may not step on the tiny creature on the ground. So actually, when you want to know self-modification practices or settlement practices, you can read some of the sutta, Maha Tukakanda Sutta, especially Mahasachaka Sutta and Bodhiraja Kumara Sutta. So in those sutta, the Buddha mentioned self-modification practices. He followed all those practices sincerely, hoping that he will make the end of suffering. He will attain Nibbana. He do it sincerely, Ultimately, he trying to reduce the food. Ultimately, he fall down on the ground. Then Bodhisattva, Prince Siddhartha, realized that self-modification practices are one extreme as a monastic need to avoid. So he learned that. So therefore, he learned two extremes. So if someone is following two extremes, cannot make the end of suffering, cannot attain Nibbana. So that means if you want to make the end of suffering, you need to avoid two extremes. As you know that Prince Siddhartha, he enjoyed sensual pleasures at the palace, right? He had 3 palaces, One for the winter, one for the summer, one for the rainy season. So the whole year he will not come down from the mansions. He enjoyed sensual pleasures. Later he learned that those sensual pleasures will not create real happiness, or will not bring him to attain Nibbana. So then he renounced all these sensual pleasures and follow self-modification practices, right? Until he fell down, until he fainted. Then after that, the Buddha himself practiced to attain jhanas again. After attaining jhana, he inclined his mind to know his previous life. Then also, the Buddha inclined his mind to know the life of other beings going around in samsara. Because of that happened. He understood dependent origination. He understood suffering, the cause of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the path that leads to cessation of suffering. So therefore, in the first sermon, the Buddha declared that he has discovered the Noble Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths, right? So in the first sermon, the Buddha said that we need to avoid two extremes. And the Buddha said that without veering toward either of the extremes, that the Tathagata has discovered the middle path or the middle way, Majjhima Patipara. Without veering toward either of these extremes, without following two extremes, the Tathagata has discovered the Noble Eightfold Path. If you follow the Noble Eightfold Path, so you will make the end of suffering. You will attain cessation of suffering, or you will attain Nibbana. Nibbana, the middle path, the middle way, Majjhima Patipada. And the Buddha said that which gives rise to vision, which gives rise to knowledge, which lead to peace, to direct knowledge, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. So all these are synonyms of enlightenment and Nibbana. So when you look at these usage, you can see that peace and Nibbana, so they are synonyms. And the other, I want to say, expression like a vision, knowledge, direct knowledge, enlightenment. All these are synonyms, which talk about enlightenment, understanding, wisdom. So if you have enlightenment or understanding, you will experience the bliss of Nibbana. You will experience peace in your mind. So therefore, the Noble Eightfold Path is very important in Buddhism. Okay, up to now, any question regarding with the two extremes? Two extremes. No question. Huh? When you are doing dharana with a generosity, generous mind, you are following the Noble Eightfold Path. When you are observing sila, you are following the Noble Eightfold Path. When you are meditating, of course, you are following the Noble Eightfold Path. Right? So therefore, our topic, dana, sila, bhavana, which cover all the teachings of the Buddha. All the teachings of the Buddha. So here, the Buddha discovered the middle path or the Noble Eightfold Path. So what are the Noble Eightfold Path in brief? As you know that the first one is a right view, samadhi, right view or right understanding. If you have a right view, then you will have a right intention in your mind. So therefore, right view is important to have right intention in your mind. In your mind, sammasankappa. So according to Chula Vedana Sutta, right view and right intention are under wisdom, panya. According to Chula Vedana Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 44. When you have a right intention or right thought in your mind, you will have a right speech, right bodily action, and right livelihood. Everything depends on your intention, right? So your intention depends on your view or your understanding. So according to Chula Vedana Sutta, right speech, right action, right livelihood are morality or sila. Morality or sila, right? So we already learned morality, right? Morality is to control our speech and our bodily action, right? Not to tell lie, not to kill, not to indulge in sensual pleasure, sexual misconduct, etc. Right? So therefore, here, not only right speech and right action, but also right livelihood. So this will be under sila, morality, sila. Then you will have, if you have a right view and right intention, you will also have a right effort. Your effort will be right. Your mindfulness will be right. Your concentration will be right. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. You also have a wrong concentration, wrong concentration. Someone who use drag, drag, their mind is concentrated, right? Right? So therefore, we have a wrong concentration. They have a mindfulness. Also, wrong mindfulness we have, right? So according to Chula Vedana Sutta, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration are under concentration. Under concentration. So therefore, when we summarize teachings of the Buddha into 3 words: morality, concentration, and wisdom, right? Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So these are the Noble Eightfold Path. Noble Eightfold Path. So later, when we talk about the Noble Eightfold Path, we will study in details. What is right view? What is right intention according to the suttas? Not according to my opinion, according to the suttas. So when you have the Noble Eightfold Path, when you are practicing the Noble Eightfold Path, then you will have, number 9, right knowledge. Your knowledge or understanding will be right. We call it samanyana. Samanyana. When you have a right knowledge or right understanding, this one also wisdom. This one also wisdom, higher wisdom. When you have a right knowledge or right understanding, you have a right liberation. Your mind will be liberated in a right way. In a right way. We also have a wrong liberation, right? Wrong liberation. Some people, they have a lot of stress, a lot of problem in their job. After their job, they drink alcohol. They forgot, right? They forgot their problem, maybe for some time, So therefore, they say that. So they can escape their problem, their stress, in certain extent, to certain extents. So therefore, when your mind is liberated from current your problem, for some time, that will be wrong liberation. Your liberation is wrong because based on lobha, right? You drink alcohol, you're breaking sila. So therefore, it's a wrong liberation. Only you have a right knowledge or right understanding, then you have a right liberation. So when you look at here, number 9, right knowledge, it's nothing but enlightenment. Enlightenment. In Abhidhamma, we call it magga and phala, right? The path and the fruit. The path and the fruit. But right liberation is nothing but nibbana. Liberation means vimukti. Vimukti is synonym of the word nibbana. So attaining nibbana means, obtaining nibbana means your mind is liberated from craving. Your mind is liberated from suffering. Right? Suffering. In your life, you may have some problem, some suffering, some difficulty in your life. But if your mind is liberated from those problems, that will be right liberation, right? Right liberation. Also, we will study the topic on Nibbana in details, quoting some of the suttas, some of the quotas. So the Noble Eightfold Path, according to following Chula Vilana Sutta, Visuddhimagga also analyzed the Noble Eightfold Path using threefold trainings: right view, right intention, or wisdom; right speech, right action, right livelihood, sila, morality; right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration, samadhi, right? Concentration, samadhi. The number 9 and number 10, they are not the path. They are not the path. The result of the path. Okay, regarding with the Noble Eightfold Path, I want to quote one of the, I think, beautiful one. Professor T.W. Reed David. Professor Reed David is very famous. He was a British scholar of the Pali language and also founder of Pali Society. Founder of Pali Society. He translated so many Pali Canon, including Digha Nikaya and Milinapanya, and so many things he translated. He was a British Christian, and he went to Sri Lanka to work as a government officer. So he had a contact with the Buddhism and became interested, learned the Buddhist teaching. Later he thought that. So he liked Buddhist teaching, so therefore he underwent a translation project, English translation. Even now, the Pali Society stay popular, stay famous. So he is considered as one of the well-known Buddhist scholars. So when we study in the university, so we have to learn about him and also his statement, how he commented about certain topic. So we have to study. So regarding with the Noble Eightfold Path, Professor Reed David said this one. I took it from the Buddha in his teaching book, page number 159. Professor said that Buddhists or no Buddhists, I have examined every one of the great religious system of the world. He himself is a Christian, and also he examined important teachings of world religions. He was a professor regarding with the Buddhist, religious philosophy in Manchester University. He said that I have examined every one of the great religious systems of the world, and in none of those have I found anything to surpass in beauty and comprehensiveness the Noble Eightfold Path of the Buddha. That means the Noble Eightfold Path is the most beautiful and comprehensive in the world. He didn't find anything like the Noble Eightfold Path in other religions. And he said that I am content to shape my life according to that path. So that means he is a real Buddhist. He followed the Noble Eightfold Path. He shaped his life according to the Noble Eightfold Path. So that means if you want to become a good Buddhist, a real Buddhist, you need to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. If you are following other things, no, you are just a normal so-called Buddhist, so-called Buddhist. So-called Buddhist. A few years ago, I read an article about atheists in Singapore in New Straits Times. Straits Times. Straits Times talk about atheists. Some people come from Buddhism, some come from Christian, some come from Islam. Atheist. Then one day, she converted to Christianity from Buddhism at the age of 30. She said that at the age of 30, she became Christian. Earlier, she was a Buddhist. She said that she looked at rites and rituals followed by her parents, her grandparents. They are nonsense. They are nonsense. As you know, there are so many rites and rituals followed by Buddhists. She found it difficult to accept it. So therefore, she became Christian. At the age of 70, she found it difficult to accept the Creator God. So therefore, she became atheist. No religion, free thinker. So when you look at the Noble Eightfold Path, there's no rites and ritual, right? You don't need to burn the paper. You don't need to burn the incense or joss-stick, etc., right? Even you don't need to offer the flower, water to the Buddha. You don't need to offer food to the Buddha. You need to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, right? Trying to have a right view. If you have a right view, your intention, your thought, your thinking will be right. When you have a right intention, you will have a right speech, right bodily action, right livelihood. Then you have a right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. There is no rites and ritual, right? There's no rites and rituals, Very simple, straightforward, straightforward. You can look at Dana Sila Bhavana, right? Generosity. You can give anyone, not only monks and nuns. You can give anyone. We already learned, right? You can give to your parents, to your children, to animals in your atoll. Even an insect in the in the drain, right? In the drain. So you can give generosity or giving. There's no rites and ritual, right? And second one, morality, right? Morality is controlling your speech and your bodily action. There's no rites and ritual, right? No rites and rituals. Suppose if you are faithful to your spouse, your family, so there will be no problem, right? No problem. That's a controlling your body, right? If you are not telling lie, then people will trust you. If you are not stealing, people will trust you, like that.